This year's Reconciliation Ride has set off from South Dakota, and local volunteers are preparing to help them along the way. Aaron Stuvey has the story.
From 2008 to 2022, the Dakota 38+2 Memorial Ride rode from South Dakota to Mankato's memorial site each December. While that effort ended in 2022, a new effort began last year, taking the banner of reconciliation on themselves for a new generation. After a successful year one, that effort set off Wednesday from Fort Thompson in South Dakota. The 330-mile trip will take them through towns, memorial sites, and sacred sites, trudging through snow and wind to land in Mankato the day after Christmas. They're not alone on their journey, as groups and cities along the route have volunteered to help them along the way. One of those cities is New Ulm, one of the final stops on the trip, who hosted the riders last year. A committee of community members have volunteered to host the riders, putting them up in the New Ulm Community Center.
I think that our impact has just been, we just keep showing up to things and things just keep kind of falling into place. We keep asking questions or asking for help, and it just keeps showing up.
It's an effort that the committee and the city say is an important gesture, showing their support for the message of education and reconciliation.
This has so increased my faith in people and their caring hearts. I'm humbled. I've never seen so many generous people in my life, and it's the strength of this community that we do care about each other.
In New Ulm, Aaron Stuvey, KEYC News Now.
The effort is still seeking additional volunteers. More information on how you can get involved can be found at KEYC.com.